But as she described it, it became clear that something deeper was at play. The emotions weren't just side effects of a busy life. They seemed to be intertwined at the physical level. Welcome to the Wisdom of the Body podcast. I'm your host, Heather Grzych. Here, we talk about the profound connection between mind, body, and spirit. Join me and other authors, wellness experts, and everyday individuals talk about the importance of listening to our bodies, trusting our guts, and living in deeper harmony with nature. So, whether you're seeking guidance on your wellness journey or simply looking for inspiration, you're in the right place. We're thrilled to be in the top 3% of podcasts globally. You can find the Wisdom of the Body podcast on Apple, Spotify, and most other places where people listen to podcasts. You can follow by joining my email list at heathergrzych.com or by following me on Instagram at Heather Grzych. That's Heather, Grzych. I know you're going to love this podcast, so take a second right now to subscribe. Welcome to the Wisdom of the Body, and today we are going to explore the connections between the mind and the body and ask questions that challenge the way we think about our health. This wisdom of the body, that part of you that knows how to adapt and how to bring you back to homeostasis when you've been challenged by the environment, is there and you don't have to do anything about it. It's pretty amazing. So this wisdom of the body is ever present, always there, and helping you out all the time. So today, let's dive into a really big topic. Let's find out, is a negative emotion such as anger, is something like that something that could actually harm you? Can it harm your body? Can it harm your mind? Yes, you heard that right. And while we can get into the complexities of this question, the bigger question is this: what if the emotions that you're experiencing, your anger, your frustration, or stress, what if they are actually doing more damage than you realize? Let's go deeper. Let's not rush to conclusions because there's no simple answer here. Think about it. When was the last time you felt genuinely angry? Like not just irritated or annoyed, but rage or frustration, that heat that rises in your chest, that burns, something that maybe it tightens your jaw or it makes you clench your fists or you actually want to like hit something, that kind of anger. What do you think happens when to your body when something like that lingers? Is it just a mental state you can simply shake off? Or is it something that over time seeps into your tissues, your organs, or your muscles? What if it's doing something to your health, really? Let me ask you something else. What if your emotions are causing something physical, but there's no medical diagnosis for it? Maybe there's no quote unquote label from your doctor, but you actually feel it. You feel the tension in your shoulders. You feel the stomach cramps after a frustrating day, or maybe even a rash that breaks out on your skin that flares up when you're stressed. We all know stress and anger and frustration aren't just fleeting feelings. They can become patterns. But what happens if they don't just affect your mind, but if they take root in your body? Maybe it starts as a tightness in your throat. Maybe your gut feels off after every heated conversation. Maybe you notice your skin breaking out when you are at your wit's end. This mind-body connection is something we are all familiar with, but how often is it truly, truly explored? In Ayurveda, the belief is that the body, the mind, and the spirit are inextricably linked. When one aspect is out of balance, the others are affected. So consider the case of a woman, let's call her Sarah, client of mine. She came in for help. Her symptoms were becoming harder and harder to ignore each month. Burning sensations in her gut, red spots spreading all over her skin, heavy, painful periods that seemed to take over her life. but there was something else, something that couldn't be ignored. Sarah felt a certain heat rising inside her, anger, frustration, overwhelm. There's actually a Sanskrit word for this burning sensation that we can feel in the body, daha. So overwhelm, burning sensation with anger, with heat. And at first, it just seemed like another part of the daily grind, stress at work or tension at home. And we all kind of, just like that's life, we have stress. But as she described it, it became clear that something deeper was at play. The emotions weren't just side effects of a busy life. They seemed to be intertwined at the physical level through the physical discomfort that she was feeling. Something hidden was at the root of it all. And here's where it gets interesting, because the physical symptoms that Sarah was experiencing were not random, nor were they separate from her emotional state. They pointed to something, an imbalance. But what was the cause? In the world of Ayurveda, it became clear that Sarah's symptoms were a manifestation of Pitta, an imbalance of this dosha with the element of heat and transformation and sharpness and intensity. When Pitta is out of balance, it does not just affect the mind. It spills into the body and it creates heat, intensity, burning, inflammation. These burning sensations in Sarah's gut, the red spots on her skin, the heavy, painful periods, all were signs that excess pitta had taken over her system, but it wasn't just a matter of physical discomfort. This imbalance was multi-layered. But here's the thing. Sarah didn't come in looking for a diagnosis. She's gotten, tons of those through the years from different medical doctors. She came in seeking answers, not diagnosis. Answers that didn't sit easily into conventional medical frameworks. Answers that take a little time to figure out. There was no pill for this. There was no quick fix. What if Sarah's symptoms weren't just her body breaking down? What if they were messages? What if her anger, her frustration was more than just an emotional experience? It was creating something inside her. Could there be something, maybe in your life, that you've been feeling, something emotional that's taking root in your body too? What if your own symptoms, whatever they may be, are tied to something deeper, something beyond the physical? Could all of this be connected? Could that feeling of being constantly on edge, constantly angry, actually be creating something physical within you? Take a moment to consider this. Could your anger be harming your gut? Could that stress you feel at work be tied to your digestive issues? Could your anxiety be behind the headaches or the skin conditions that you've been battling? For whatever reasons you're feeling them, whether that's family dynamics or angry at someone at work or fear about something happening in the world or anger about something happening in the world. What if your emotional states aren't just psychological, but are actually manifesting in physical discomfort? The body is a reflection of what's happening in the mind. When we don't address our emotions, they don't just vanish. They find their way out, sometimes in ways we don't even see coming. Now here's the real question. How much longer can we keep ignoring the effect our emotions have on our bodies? Think about it. What if the way you're feeling emotionally is creating an imbalance in your body that you don't know how to fix? And what if that imbalance is making everything harder? Your digestion, your energy levels, your sleep, and your overall sense of well-being. But what if you could stop it? Stop this cycle. What if you could clear it? When you think about the mind-body connection, what comes to mind? We live in a world where our physical health is often treated separately from our mental and our emotional well-being. But Ayurveda sees the body, the mind, and the spirit as one unified whole. Everything is interconnected, and one part cannot be truly healthy if the others are not in balance. So what is the answer? Maybe there isn't one. But if this question has raised something inside you, something about your own emotions, your health, your body, maybe it's time to take action. A cleanse. A cleanse could help reset your body and your mind, bringing back the balance that's been missing. It's not just emotions that need to get cleansed out. We often have imbalances from improper digestion, improper metabolism, or assimilation of the things that we've taken into our bodies. A cleanse can actually work on that as well. So how exactly does Ayurveda approach this mind-body connection? Well, Ayurveda teaches that the mind and emotions have a direct influence on the body's health, and vice versa. Our mental states, whether it's stress, fear, anger, or sadness, can manifest physically in the body. And in the same way, physical ailments can have an impact on our emotional state. We all know how powerful stress can be on the body. But what about the emotional toll that stress takes? It can lead to feelings of anxiety, irritability, or burnout. So many things. This isn't about offering easy answers, but rather asking the right questions. What if anger, frustration, or stress have been sitting in your body unresolved for so long that they're starting to show up in ways that you never expected? Could it be that the discomfort you feel, whether it's in your gut or your skin or your head or your heart, is telling you something that you're not hearing? Maybe it's time to listen, really listen. So reach out. Let's talk about how you can start your own journey toward freeing your mind and your body from anything harmful that it's time to let go of. Because sometimes the best way to heal is by starting with the simplest questions and asking, what if it's my emotions that are holding me back? What if it's my emotions that are making me feel horrible? And is there someone out there who can help me become so focused that a major shift takes place? Thank you so much for being here today on the Wisdom of the Body podcast. Please share this episode if it made you think differently about the connection between your emotions and your health. And subscribe for more challenging, thought-provoking ideas about the way your mind and your body are connected. Because no doubt they are. Don't let anyone ever tell you that there's been some split between your mind, your body, and your spirit. They are already connected. You just have to observe how they are. So take care. And remember, healing begins when we question, when we listen, and when we take action. If you are embarking on a fertility journey and are ready to have your mind blown about what your body is really capable of and how it's impacted by the environment, then check out my book, The Ayurvedic Guide to Fertility. You can actually download the introduction to the book for free on my website at heathergrzych.com. That's Heather, Grzych.com. Read the intro for free and then buy the rest of this fertility enlightening book pretty much anywhere books are sold. Feeling like there's just not enough time in the day? You're not alone. Many of my clients, like Jessica, come to me overwhelmed, struggling and feeling the effects of aging. After just a few Ayurvedic sessions, Jessica was sleeping better, her digestion was regular, and she felt her vitality again. Ayurveda isn't about adding more to your plate. It's about creating balance so you can make time for what matters. Ready to reset your health and your life? Visit heathergrzych.com and book your consultation today. Thank you for tuning in and dropping in with us today. Don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review this podcast. I really want to hear your feedback. To learn more about my work, visit heathergrzych.com. That's Heather, Grzych.com. And meet me here next time on the Wisdom of the Body.